Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's ELLIOTTWAVE Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week. Right, we've had a bit of a choppy market, but we've still been able to get or extract some pips in an otherwise difficult market. We will go through the trade recaps of what we looked at in the last week, how it played out, and what we're focusing going into the new week. Right, please make note of our special on the lifetime plan. Use the discount code on our website. That's the discount code that you'll use to get the 50% special on the lifetime plan. So the lifetime plan means you join us once off and you never have to pay a cent again, and you've got access to all our services. Right, so just check that out, and also check out our chart of the week. Our charts of the week have been consistently accurate for the past 6 weeks. We have not missed a chart of the week over the last 6 weeks, and that they've all been spot on. So check it out on the website. If you just log in onto the website, you don't have to be a member to be able to check the chart of the week. You can simply just go and have a look at it. All right, so if you'd like to contact us, you can go to our channel on, and under the description of all our videos, you will find our contact details. All right, so contact details under the description of all our videos. If I just post this one here now. So just go under the description, click on more, you'll find the contact details. Those are our Telegram links, our TradingView link, as well as our website. That's where you can purchase the course. So as soon as you purchase the course, you've got access to it and to all the recordings. Then we're going to have a live course in the first week of September. So that means we spend 10 days together. We interact live, and you can get to ask questions, unlike the recorded version. But the recorded version gets you up to speed, while the live course is still scheduled for September. So you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. All right, so we keep sending out the updates on a daily basis on our social media pages, so you can follow us there. All right, so if you've not already done so, please subscribe to our channel. If you like our content, give us a thumbs up and hit that bell notification button so you get an upload next time we upload a video. Right, let's get right into it. We use Slack for communication with our members and for sharing some of the charts. So here are the charts before and after. These are the charts that our members have had access to before the moves. So I've already opened up these links, and I'm just going to go to the Microsoft Edge where they're already opened, and I'm just going to take you through them as a start. Let's have a look at this. And I'm going to give you a perspective as to why we're expecting these moves and why we expected to take these trades. Now, if you look at Euro US dollar, we expected that this was going to be a three-wave structure here and the drop. Okay, we've shown you this one last week where we had this one during London session doing that, expecting this to come down here. So what you're seeing here is 1, 2, 3, 4, without going into much details, but that is what we're expecting for this one to continue dropping to the downside. And I'm going to show you why, the way this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the red degree comes from when we start shortly with the market analysis. This is how it has eventually played out. Easy 235 pips. I'm just showing you this leg, but as you know, we've been bearish Euro US dollar from right at the top over 1,500 pips up to this point. But this was just last week alone. Easy 235 pips from just this structure here. Very easy structure. If you look at it, look at this one here. That is a three-wave structure, complex B correction there, and the C there, and then the drop. And that's what we had there on Euro US dollar. And that's how we got that one. Easy 235 pips. Pound US dollar, we know we've been bearish. Against the US dollar. So the US dollar has just been bullish over the last couple of weeks. And if you remember, we've actually forecasted this. What I'm showing you here is the last move. But if you've been watching us, especially with pound US dollar, you would have seen that when we were here, we forecasted 1, 2, 3, and that is what's going to drop. Now, if you just go back in one of the videos, you'll see that we had forecasted 1, 2, 3 up, and then this was going to drop. And this is how this has eventually played out. Look at all of those moves have now played out. And the pound US dollar 1, 2, 3, and we've already dropped 361 pips. We're still expecting more downside on pound US dollar. All right. Audi US dollar. So this is what the similar setup that we had on a pound US dollar as well, where we focused on 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. And then this is what we expected. So this is Audi US dollar, and this is how it played out. As you can see, we had the three-wave structure here, WXY, and we dropped over 525 pips. So it was 375 pips up and 525 pips to the downside. So even in a difficult market, we still managed to extract some really good numbers of pips. The 373 plus 525, that gives you about 900 pips, exactly 900 pips, or 899 or 898. Okay, so that's what we've got there on Audi US dollar. Let's have a look at the next one. Is New Zealand. It's exactly the same setup anyway. So 1, 2, 3 expected, and then the drop. Look at how this one plays out. Inch perfect, exactly as expected. It makes a 3. This one makes an 11 swing sequence. That is a WXYXZ corrective structure, 300 pips in the process, and another 431 pips drop as expected. So that's about 300 pips up and 431 to the downside, 731 pips. So we have been consistently making these pips over the years, and that's how we make them. Silver has just been straightforward. We've been selling silver. Look at this structure here. We've had this one, 1, 2, 3. Look at how silver plays out. The commodities have just been a giveaway over the last couple of weeks. Those who like to trade commodities should have been making a lot of money. Look at this one here. We expected that this was going to be this, there, and then the drop, 268 points on silver as forecasted. Look at that, easy, forecasted to the downside. We knew that at that point, all the indications were that it was going to go to the downside, and that's how it played out. Right, and then platinum, I have to show you this from the blue box. Remember how we got this one from the blue box, expecting it to drop like that? Look how easy that is now. We have not, at this point, we had not reached the blue box. We were waiting for it to reach into the blue box and then drop. Okay, so we eventually got into the blue box and we dropped as follows. Let's have a look at that platinum. Look at that. So this is how you trade. You anticipate. So we waited for it to come into the blue box, execute, sell, set up, and then we drop it like that. 1,685 points already on platinum because of the super blue box strategy. Right, so that it cannot get any more accurate than that, and that is a platinum. And that's how you should be trading. You should not be chasing the market. You should just be anticipating. Anticipate, wait for it, execute when it comes to you. Now, this is New Zealand Chief. So this chart was posted for members on the 7th of June. It's a bit of a slow one here, but it drops eventually, as you can see here, in July the 2nd, and we've dropped 420 pips on New Zealand Chief. How many of you, I don't know how many of you trade New Zealand Chief. It's usually a slow chart, and but this time we just got a nice impulsive move from what we forecasted that was going to happen. So look at that. From there, you can see inch perfect, right on the money, and this is how it plays out. So that's what we have on New Zealand Chief. Audi Chief, similar to New Zealand Chief, you can see inch perfect, focusing that at this point we're ready, indications of that it was going to drop. So indicator was telling us the same thing as well. And this is how it has eventually played out. Easy, 538 pips, drop accurately as forecasted, not an inch higher, rather not a pip higher or lower, exactly where we focused it was going to drop. That's how it drops. Okay, so that's the recap for what we've been looking at over the last couple of days. You can just add up the number of pips that we've made with that. And now let's get right into the analysis for this week. What do we anticipate the market to do going into this week? We are still bearish Euro US dollar. Let's go right into it. Let's go right into Euro US dollar. Why are we still bearish Euro US dollar? Let's switch this off here. So you have seen here, I'm going to go to the website and just share with you a chart for our members so you can see why we are still bearish the euro. Okay, it's just going to the website, opening the chart. Okay, and then I will go to instruments. Go to instruments. So all the charts that I've just shared with you, those are the charts that our members get before they move. So that means they can also anticipate these moves. Okay, so we go to Euro US dollar. So subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, guys. And we do appreciate your thumbs up as well. Right, and also share the videos with your friends and acquaintances. Right, so why were we bearish the euro, the easy 235 pips that we got in just the last week? So if you look at this, this is a structure. Just trying to indicate here, this is a wave 4. This is what we're looking at when we are looking for the wave 5 to continue here. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is an invalidation level. We all know that a wave 4 cannot come into the territory of wave 1, 2. So that's why that was in our invalidation level. It did not reach our invalidation level. Instead, it dropped nicely and it's on course for that wave 5. Now, where does that come from? So that's because we've got this structure here. If you look at the daily chart, that structure. So look at how when we started with the bearish move on euro US dollar. So since February the 20th, we have been on this move. We have just been selling the euro. So this is a daily chart. So we knew from February that this was going to continue to drop. In fact, from here, we anticipated that the euro was going to keep dropping like that. And that's why every time we got an opportunity to sell, we'll just sell the euro. Okay, now let's go to the 4 hours so you can see. So I want you to see here again. I keep showing you this week because on the euro US dollar and the DXY, because that's a good indicator of what the rest of the market is going to do. So you're going to just watch at the yellow line, 1, 2. We're going to have 3 here in yellow, 4 in here in yellow. The 5 that we're currently in, that's where I've got that red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's go to that red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to it. All right, let's go back here and go to the 4 hour. Okay, so remember the yellow, red, the yellow wave 4 that I was talking about. This is the one, this is the one, this is the one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. This is the one for this week. This is the 235 pips that we had this past week. So that's where that comes from. We are looking for this to be giving us that last bit of a wave 5 there. So that's why it was so easy to just get that 435 pips. New York, let's see here. This was after it was already started dropping. Okay, so that's the euro. Now, obviously, the DXY will be the inverse of what we are seeing on the euro. Let's go to the DXY. So the dollar index, I'm going to go to the daily chart as well. Now, if you look at the DXY, let's share this one from the website as well. If you look at the DXY, it's also making a 5-way moves to the upside, just like the euro. Let's have a look at it. DXY, so look at that. It is also making this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the idea with the DXY. Okay, so there are 3 degrees here with the DXY. If you remember with the euro, we had wave 3, 4 in the yellow degree, but here we've got it in the blue degree. That's fine. It just means this one is it's a degree higher. So what we are seeing here is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5 that we're looking at here in the red degree on the euro. So you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as far as the DXY is concerned. We are in this lower degree of this wave 5. So we want the wave 5 to complete, but we first need to get the red degree completing. So what does that mean? It means we are expecting upside here on the DXY. Okay, so look at that here. So that's what I was talking about. I'm on the daily chart here. You've got a wave 4 here in the blue degree. So you need to be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And that's what we're expecting. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're expecting. So more upside expected on the DXY. As much as it looks like it's a bit bearish now, but we still want one more push to the upside, okay? So we're still anticipating the DXY to make one more move to the upside. We need to break up above this level here so that we can get that 5 waves there. If we don't, this thing can all become a wave 4 like that. And then we'll have this one as a complex B correction, and then we get this one pushing to the upside. So it's all possibilities there, but let's keep an eye on that. Pound US dollar, you've already seen this one and how we expected this one to continue to the downside. From here, we've got 1, 2, 3 up. Let's draw it cleanly. We've got 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 up. Got 1, 2, 3 down. There's a likelihood that pound can come and bounce with an impulse and check this top here before dropping again. Let's watch this one here. Otherwise, if we break lower than this here, structure changes and we're going to relook at it. Okay, we've already seen this one during recap, how we got this one from right here, coming down here into this level. US dollar CAD. Is it time for US dollar CAD to continue to the downside? It looks like we're going to continue to the downside. 1, 2, 3. That's the 3-wave structure here on US dollar CAD. And we're going to start dropping like that. All right, US dollar chief. Let's have a look at US dollar chief now. US dollar chief has made this structure here as it was an impulse 1, 2, 3, and we anticipated that this may make a flat correction and continue to the upside. But is that the case? Let's have a look if we've got signs, if we've got confirmation. There isn't really a confirmation at this stage, so we can get looking at this one like that. We can come back for one, and then we start pushing to the upside. But it does not look like it's going to be this late. Whichever one it is, you just have to keep monitoring US dollar chief. Audi and New Zealand. You've already seen why we are bearish on these ones. So this will focus on 1, 2, 3 up and then downside. If I just go to the weekly chart so you can see why we are bearish, let me just give you a sneak preview. We are bearish. I think I've shown this before. We are bearish on Audi US dollar because we've got this structure here like this. We've got 1, 2, 3 like that. We've got here 1, 2, 3. We've got here 1, 2, and we're looking for another 3. Possibly back to about the 60% of this Audi, and we'll be looking for this one to now push up higher from that level. Same thing with New Zealand. Let's have a look at the New Zealand. So New Zealand is the same as well. 1, 2, and we are currently doing the 3. But this one, if it takes the low here, it means it's done with the New Zealand doing. Just taking the low here means we're going to have a corrective structure, and a corrective structure is a continuation pattern, and only then will we get this. So let's see. This is the line in the sand. If it breaks this low, we are expecting more downside as far as New Zealand US dollar is concerned. But let's see how that plays out. Obviously, that still has to be in correlation with Audi New Zealand. I just need to go back to New Zealand and Audi and just go to the lower degree. I'm just seeing that I have been in the higher time frames. So it looks like we may have these structures 1, 2, come retest the top here before dropping on the New Zealand, and similarly on the Audi, we may have similar. Okay, but let's see how it goes here. So this could be an expanding flat. We've got this one up here. It can be a running flat or an expanding flat, depending on the structure that it plays. Okay, US dollar ZAR. Now, US dollar ZAR has been spot on. What is happening with US dollar ZAR is exactly what we said was going to happen. Let me just go take you back here, what we said. So look at this structure. It's always clear on the daily chart. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We did not just dream of this structure now. We have been watching it for a while. We've been discussing it for a while. So this is the structure. This is how it's playing out. Is that the end of the move for the South African rand? Is this the end of the move? Let's see how this plays out. If we can still push to around 17, we can then drop from there. All right, that is US dollar ZAR. Pound yen. Now, pound yen, we are just waiting for one thing here, guys, for this pair to drop eventually. We are waiting for this pair to drop. I'm on the weekly chart here. When this pair starts dropping, we are going to be in for many pips to the downsides, thousands of pips to the downside. So we'll be looking for that. Okay, that is pound yen on the weekly and on the 4-hour. So we look here on the 4-hour. Looks like we can make a structure like this, up, one more up and then down. But eventually, whatever happens, if we're making a high here, there must be divergence in the RSI. There's a very strong one here on the daily and the weekly. Let's have a look. Very strong divergence, as you can see, new high, hardly a new high, but very strong divergence. So whatever happens here, we're still expecting this to continue down. All right, so that is pound yen. And if I go back to the weekly, so just to remind you, this is where that comes from. We're looking for this. We're looking for this. And all the yen pairs, I have actually reached almost their extremes, and we're anticipating those signs of reversal, and we can be in for a couple of hundreds of pips, thousands in this case. US dollar yen. Let's go back to the 4-hour. US dollar yen also consolidating around the same area, but very strong divergence as well. So let's see here. Here, this structure needs to give us a clear corrective structure. We need to see a clear corrective structure here as far as the US dollar yen is concerned. We need to see one more up here before the drop or the pullback. Similarly, the euro. I'm going to keep showing you this weekly chart so you can get a perspective, because we are at the extremes, almost at the extremes. So we're looking for this structure here. This is a WXY structure here. We are at the extreme of this structure, and we'll be anticipating the possibility of this one completing this and dropping for many, many pips to the downside. So we'll keep an eye. Let's watch it. Chief yen. Chief yen is the same. It's got an extended wave C. As you can see, we've got, let's move up, pull back, and an impulse. And looks like this impulse has ended right at the structural area, and we'll be anticipating a possibility of this structure, possibility of this drop. So this is why I'm saying most of the yen pairs have reached the end of their moves. Look at this one here. This is Audi yen inch perfect structure. Look at this here. We've got one. I'm on the weekly chart. This just to show you direction. This is that we're looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside, at least to around 100. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Still a possibility. Let's see. So we'll be anticipating this move. For now, we are here. We want to see this from 92 to around 100. Let's go to the lower time frame, 4 hour. So if you look at the 4 hour, we are consolidating. So let's see here if that consolidation will do this up, one more down, one more up, and then that is over, because eventually we should see the yen pairs start to drop. New Zealand is no different. Expect a possibility of one more up, down, and then upside. So you can have a structure like this. All right, so that is New Zealand and the CAD. CAD slightly different to the rest, so we want to see what's going to happen with the CAD here. If it's going to do this, break below, up, down, then upside, what will that do? That will mean that we've got a structure like this. 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're just highlighting it and showing how what we are anticipating there. There we go. A, B, C. All right, so that is CAD yen. That's what we're looking at on the yen pairs. Commodities have been straightforward, guys. You've seen what we focused on gold, but let's first look at what we anticipate coming into this space now. So if you look at this one here, gold has 1, 2, 3. It looks like we've made 1, 2, 3 down. We've taken the low. We can make 1, 2, 3 up, take the top, and that is the move that we anticipate. Okay, so let's see how that plays out. So as far as the bigger structure is concerned, I did say that gold is on course for 1,600. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've got that. We've got this one pulling back here. We'll go that into that on the 4 hour. We're looking for it to come down around this level and make a push to the upside. Let's go to the lower degree, back again, 4 hour. That is the structure. This is just the 1, 2 possibility for this one to come to the top and for this to drop. Right, silver. Silver has already broken below this. So if gold does not pull back, silver can just do this and then we drop some more. We're still bearish silver. Platinum, you saw how we took this one from the blue box. The blue box was, let's have a look here at platinum. You saw how we took out from the blue box. This was our blue box. 1, 2, 3, expected it to drop from here. It has. Even last week we were here and we're still anticipating that this will be the downtrend here. We've already had this corrective structure. We've already had this one here. 1, 2, 3 back, we'll pull a passing move to the downside as far as silver is concerned. Brent crude oil still playing out exactly as we anticipated. There we go. This is Brent crude oil. Let's have a look. So Brent crude oil, we said that this is the structure that we're anticipating. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to move up, and let's use a different color. We're going to move up. We're going to move up 1, 2, and we're expecting another move down like this. The same way that this one, let's do it 1, 1. It's 1, and we've got 1, 2, 3. All right, so after this, as you can see, we'll anticipate a structure, possibly one like this, a move up. Then we'll anticipate that will be the structure. That will be your ABC corrective structure. Okay, those are the commodities. We can move on to the pound pairs. Pound pairs, I have to refer you onto the Slack channel. Let me just have a look here. Let's switch this one off. So this one has been playing out quite interestingly so far. Looks like we've got this structure. We've got this one coming up like this. So we want to see this one continue to push up around this level before it comes down. Okay. Now this is New Zealand. New Zealand has been a bit tricky. Let's have a look here on New Zealand. So we said pound can push slightly up higher and then drop. And now pound New Zealand so pound New Zealand is 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 back, possibility of another 1, 2, 3 down before we make another 3 waves like that. Okay. Right, so that is a pound New Zealand and a pound CAD. Pound CAD, guys, I just have to show you this one historically. This is just bearish, guys. When you get an opportunity to sell pound CAD, just sell it. Okay, sell it. So initially, if I just go to the weekly, we wanted to see this reverse at this level and give us a structure, but we never got a reversal around this level. So that means this is the structure that we've had here on pound CAD, and it's currently now dropping from there. That is the structure. That's what we have. Okay, it's an A, B, C corrective structure. All right, so that's what we have there on pound CAD and the pound pairs. Okay, let's look at the pound chief. Pound chief again. Just look at the weekly chart. It's been playing out inch perfect. Look at this one here. So we are still anticipating that this one is going to continue to drop. Okay, that is the anticipation. It will continue to drop like this. Right? We are anticipating that it will eventually even break the low here. And if it breaks the low, it's over for pound chief. It's going to continue to the downside. Right. Let's go to the euro pairs. Right, euro pairs, I'm on the weekly still. And if you look at this here, this is euro pound. What you're seeing here, and you'll see what I'm doing just now. You'll see that we've got a combination of two corrections here. WXY. You've got a flat, running flat, rather than expanding flat, combined with a zigzag, and the anticipation is for this to start making a move to the upside. Okay, so that's the expectation on euro pound, euro Audi. Euro Audi is going up correctively. Look at this structure here. We've got a 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a deeper one here. 1, 2, 3. So what we see here with the Euro Audi is that it is building up this structure. Then we'll have this nice WXY structure, possibility of a blue box where we can sell this one to the downside. All right, that is Euro Audi, Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand, 1, 2, 3 back, 1, 2, 3 up, broke the top. So we anticipate that this one comes back here, makes the low, and make a continuation pattern to the upside. All right, so there's a nice WXY corrective structure as far as Euro New Zealand is concerned. Euro CAD, just like Pound CAD, just a bearish move here. Any pullback that you find on Euro CAD, anticipate that this is going to continue to the downside. I'm not even going to go through that. Euro Chief is similar to Pound, Pound Chief. Since we have this structure, 1, 2, 3, then there was the expectation. So we're pulling back with this move here. We are still expecting continuation to the downside. Okay. Let's have a look at the crosses. Some of the crosses out in New Zealand. Right, out in New Zealand is making what looks like a 3-wave pullback. We've got 3 waves down, pull back up in 3. We're going to have an expectation for 3 waves to the downside, which we'll then expect to continue up like this. Right, so that is out in New Zealand, and that is the anticipated structure. That is a WXY possible structure, after which we anticipate a continuation of the move to the upside. Audi CAD, we showed Audi CAD last week as a part of a trade recap that we got it from here, and we currently dropping to around this level. You don't want to get in at this point. You want to at least get a pullback so you can get onto the trend. Audi Chief, the same. This is the one that you saw during trade recap. We got this one from here. Any pullback, we're selling this. Okay, and the decade, same. We had 1, 2, 3 up, and a continuation to the downside. Any pullback, still downside. New Zealand Chief. New Zealand Chief. We got this one right here at this level, and it just dropped. All right, CAD Chief. Right, CAD Chief, just like Pound Chief, has made with this leg here, 1, 2, 3, and we'll anticipate this to continue to push to the upside. Okay, let's see how that plays out. So that is CAD Chief. Let's go to the indices. Now, the indices, guys, the moves to the upside, these are not convincing by any means, and it looks like we have started a bear trend. So we've got 3 waves down here so far. Now, any pullback here can just bring us back to the 50% or 61%, and we can have another one before we continue to before we move to the upside. So that is the expectation, at least pull back to about 50% and move to the downside if we're going to make a move to the upside. So far, there are no indicators indicating a move to the upside. So that is still going to go down. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Any pullback here should just take us back to 50-61%. Then we get this one, 1, 2, 3, WXY corrective structure. Let's see how that plays out. All right, Dow Jones Transportation. Right, Dow Jones Transportation, similar. So we've got what looks like a 1, 2, 3 wave structure. Any pullback will just be a WXY structure like that. Let's see how this plays out. All right, Nasdaq. Nasdaq never showed any signs of a pullback. It's been just on a bearish trend for some time. So we've got that as an ABC corrective structure. So any pullback here, possibly at 50-61%, will just be to complete the corrective structure. All right, so that's the Nasdaq and the UK 100. UK 100 that pulled back did not materialize. So it means we are still bearish across all the indices. So we are going to see one like that. All right, so that's what we have there on the UK 100. The DAX as well. We wanted to see if the DAX was going to make 3, 3, 3 for a move to the upside. But it looks like the DAX is choosing a low level option. Okay. Excuse me. So the DAX here was supposed to give us 1, 2, 3 and a pullback. So we may still take the low here. We may still take the low here and come back to around this level before we drop. But otherwise, all the commodities, not the commodities, all the indices are dropping. Okay, all the indices are dropping and there are no signs of any reversals. So we're looking at that. So that is bearish on the DAX. And last but not least is the Nikkei. Let's have a look at the Nikkei. So the Nikkei also failed to continue pushing to the upside. It has made 1, 2, 3. We were anticipating an even higher structure here. So we've got this one coming down here. Is this going to make a move up here? If it makes a move up here to at least 50, 61%, we'll still anticipate downside. Otherwise, if we don't get that, that means that is all the move, and the Nikkei will just pull back like that and continue to the downside. Okay, so that is the Nikkei, and that is what we're anticipating. Right, and lastly, on the Nifty, it is also just bearish. All the indices are showing bearish moves. So these pullbacks are an opportunity to just take it lower. Okay, so bearish on the indices. It looks like there's something looming in the market. Is the recession starting? Are we going into a bear market? Let's see. So be careful with your long-term portfolios as well, on stocks as well. So I will see you again next week. Again, if you've not already subscribed to our channel, please do so and give us a thumbs up and hit that bell notification button so that you can get an alert the next time we upload a video. Right, and share the videos, drop your comments. We value your inputs. Have a great week, everybody, and trade responsibly. Cheers. Bye-bye.